me.
platform out of
In
time.
which case, I'm at Jenna Wolf.
Ooh, look at that.
Time for a
throw.
little drawing to blank. And we got some breaking football news this morning. The Jacksonville Jaguars have reportedly agreed to a deal with Tim Tebow. Yes,
Woo!
Tim Tebow, the tight end. Tim Tebow will be on the field today
baby.
as part of the Jaguars off-season program, competing for a roster spot now. So, Brandon Marshall, Tebow reportedly signing a contract with the Jags is blank.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. I mean, you could throw so many words up there. I mean, great for business. Why not? Let's go, Tebow time, Tebow mania. It doesn't matter. Throw them all up there. This is great. I know Nick is adamant about this being bad for football. It's bad for the players that's been trying. But look, the Jaguars 5 years ago, 6 years ago, was considered going to London to play games over there. Like, that's what they were thinking about. Because of this market, I played in Jacksonville several times, and the bottom bowl is kind of forward. Then up top, they have like these tarps that's covering up the games. We're talking about Jacksonville Jaguar games being blacked out. Tim Tebow's from the Jacksonville area. He's going to fill up the stands. He went to University of Central Florida. It's a, 90-minute drive out west. So this is great for the organizations, great for business. Ticket sales will go up. TV ratings will go up. And it's also great for the locker room. Why not? Why not bring a guy like Tim Tebow in that bolster your tight ends group? He can come in and he can catch a few balls, Nick. Why not? Whatever Vegas is throwing out there, I'm taking the over.
Okay, well, you won't have to go to Vegas. You've got my number. I will book all the Tebow overs you want. I'll even give you a 10% discount on the VIG. So don't worry about that. We'll deal with that off the air. Wilds, my answer to this is Tim Tebow signing with the Jags is a pension plan. Literally. And I credit to my good friend and Patriots great linebacker Ted Johnson, won 3 Super Bowls with your team, Wilds, for pointing this out a few weeks ago. Tim Tebow needs 3 games to be a fully vested player pension-wise. This is Urban Meyer doing his guy a solid. I do not think it will go over well in the locker room. I do not think he's going to hit any of Brandon's overs, but we're going to get to see because now he's officially signed, Wilds.
So you've got the over-under at 3 games. I'm going to take the under, far under. I think he doesn't make it 1 game. I think he came out with the Patriots. The Patriots signed him for 2 years, Brandon. 2-year contract. Bill Belichick's like, yeah, let's give him a shot. He played in 2 preseason games. And you know what he did afterwards? Out of here. If it was going to work anywhere, it would have worked with Bill Belichick 10 years ago. So I don't think it works now. Bill Belichick's always going to spot talent, undervalued talent, underrated talent, and give him another chance. He's got a long history of it. But rarely does he take a flyer on a guy, cut them, and then they go on to have success 10 years later. And by rarely, I mean never. Go ahead.
Wilds, 30 catches for Tim Tebow. Nick, 30 catches for Tim Tebow. That's 1 right there.
Yep, maybe
Here we go.
Rolex
Let's go,
on it.
Tebow.
Put the Rolex
Let's go,
on it.
Tebow.
We'll go Rolex against my watch.
Let's see. Maybe Belichick just had him at the wrong position, Wilds. Back to basketball now after the playing game ended last night. LeBron and Steph seen embracing on the court. Little conversation. Some saying LeBron, the recruiter, back in action. Brandon, last night's post-game chat between Steph and LeBron should have Warriors fans feeling blank.
Listen, Jeff Van Gundy almost had me last night. I'm watching the first half. I'm enjoying it because I just got this vision of Nick just sweating, right? Like Draymond Green all over the place on AD and LeBron James at times. You know, all the guys were knocking down big shots. And Jeff Van Gundy's like, you know what? If they had Klay Thompson, this team would have been really good this year. Next year, this team's going to be great. He started talking about Wiggy, started talking about the younger guys, talked about how Steph Curry is playing. And then I just had to remember, like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? The last 20 games, they won 15 games. The last 9 games, they won 8 out of 9. But the reality is it's the Warriors. Not very good. So I got to say, uh-oh, because Steph Curry was reminded last night that the team is not that great, right? Because they had this magical run the last 2 months, and after being beaten by a team that has a struggling AD, he's like, you know what, it's time for me to get out of here. So if I'm a Warriors fan, I'm like, uh-oh, Steph Curry may be on the move.
Yeah, I think, Brandon, you're on to something here. So, Wilds, the question is, how should Warriors fans feeling? Warriors fans should be feeling like me. And by that I mean, and there are tweets that are still up, because I don't delete tweets to back this up. Once upon a time, I also could not fathom ever rooting for the Lakers. Once upon a time, I claimed to, oh, Lakers, oh my goodness. And then what happens is, your guy goes to the Lakers, and you're like, you know what? That's the greatest franchise in NBA history. Warriors fans, get ready. Because you're going to be feeling, you're going to have a lot of tweets that you're like, oh boy, do I leave them up? Well, that old tweet about LeBron and the Lakers and this, do I leave it up? Because when Steph, if and when Steph ditches the Warriors old school Oakland jerseys for some actual throwbacks, those beautiful powder blue Minneapolis jerseys, you're going to be being like, guess what? I'm a Steph Curry fan, not a Warriors fan. You're going to find out. So they're going to be feeling like me, Wilds.
Okay, they're not. They should feel totally fine. This game came down to a shot by someone who couldn't see the rim, or if you want to believe, saw 3 rims. So I think it would be quite different, Nick, if LeBron came out and destroyed Steph. If this game was a runaway blowout, and after the game they hugged and it was like, dude, you don't have enough. Even with Clay, you don't have enough. If you want to start winning championships, come on down to LA. But since it was so close, and we saw that Warriors basketball, moving the ball, playing fast defense, doing the Draymond things, can work, I think they should feel totally fine. I don't think Steph's going anywhere.
Ooh, don't know about that.
All right, so the reason that LeBron saw 3 rims, because of this. Just over 2 minutes left. Dre poked LeBron right in the eye.
Hide your eyes.
King said, yeah, right?
Please.
He was seeing triple and still nailed that 34-footer. Brandon, Draymond's foul on LeBron was length.
Yeah, seeing 3 rims, 34-footer, fadeaway. Throw the fadeaway on there, and you're talking about you're seeing 3 rims and you just nail it like that, please. No, this is, come on, man. Draymond's foul on this is Jordan rules. Why is it Jordan rules? Because if you go back and watch Jordan's entire career, this is what he dealt with every single night for 13 years, 15 years, whatever he played. Come on, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Pistons, and even the Lakers, Nick. So this is Jordan rules. LeBron James deal with this every so often.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with you that Jordan did deal with a lot of these brutal fouls, and that is part of his legend. We're like, oh my God, look at how dirty the Pistons were. And yet, when it happens to LeBron, you've got guys I love, Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, saying, oh, he kept his arms straight up. Kept his arms straight up. So this is a Rorschach test. You're going to see what you want to see. If you want to see the world clearly and accurately, which LeBron may never be able to do again thanks to having his eye brutally gouged. It's the worst eye gouge I've seen on television since the Mountain versus the Viper in Game of Thrones. That's what you're going to see. If you are, if you have LeBron James derangement syndrome and you think everything he does is bad, you're like, oh, it's clean foul. I don't know why he's grabbing his eye. Could it be because the 6'6" guy put his thumb into it, which isn't even legal in UFC? So it's a Rorschach test, Wilds. You're going to see what you want to see. You can see what actually happened or what your brain makes you think happened. What?
Okay, it was obviously a flagrant, and I was shocked that Steve Javie's like, I don't know, he went straight up with it. Because Steve Javie's always kind of predicts what the ref is going to say, and then just kind of tries to support them. So I was shocked that there was some, argument that getting hit in the head was not going to be a flagrant foul. But my answer is half calf. And why do I say half calf? This is fully calf. Half calf because I thought it was a defining play of Draymond's game, which half of it was totally awesome. And half of it wasn't totally awesome. The first half for Draymond, he was crushing. No turnovers, no fouls. He was amazing.
Yes, he was.
Second half, I thought he was going to come out and be fantastic after Steph hit that 3. But unfortunately, he started throwing the ball to the wrong team and committing offensive fouls, some of which are questionable. But overall, a wonderful game by Draymond. But I think this will be the defining play of the game, obviously. It gives us the whole narrative and gives Nick several
Come
ways
on,
to talk
Draymond. I'm so glad you highlighted that because that was a big deal. Draymond Green. Come on, Draymond. You got to do better than that. But here's the deal, Nick. Can we go back to that video of LeBron James on the sideline, the trainer pouring something in his eyes. Because, like, come on, is that dirt? This was a little touch. This little dirt got in there. Who pours water in an eye? I've heard of Visine. I'm sure there's other things that you can put in an eye, Nick. That shows it wasn't a big deal. It's water. Who puts water in an eye? Like,
Brandon, I don't think that was water.
Come on, scratch cornea.
Brandon, Visine is what you use if you have dirt in your eye. What they were using there is the solution you need if you have a detached cornea. So it's a detached cornea repair solution. That's what it was. I'm amazed LeBron was able to play.
Settle down. He got poked in the eye. Hey, LeBron, drama classes are on Saturday. So
seeing triple.
Okay.
Drama classes?
We're talking.
You got eye gouge, Jenna. What are they going to fish hook him next?
We got to talk about that.